Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 21st, 2024 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously. It gets this channel seen by more people, which gets the message of spirit out to more people. So, thank you so very much for doing so. And if you're interested in purchasing a private reading, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. So, now let's see. Oh, and it's also listed in the description box below. So, now let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Okay, fantastic. We'll make everything fit. Okay, so we are crowned here, Taurus, with the Two of Pentacles. We are juggling a lot, and that's going to be important for us because we're looking at things, and as we're juggling things, we're saying, what's important to me? Like, what isn't important to me? What do I want to keep on juggling? Like, we're looking at what's causing us stress. We're looking at what's causing us anxiety, and it's like, okay, what can I step back from? You might be saying nothing. Dane, I can step back from nothing, and Spirit completely understands that completely. But what we also see is that there's emotional, turbulence, okay, for disruption, upset, because we're trying to do too much and we're spreading ourselves too thin. So spirit is really saying here, do one thing well and then move to the other, because you're going to have a lot of things being thrown at you. And if you try to balance them all at once, what you're going to do is burn out. And this moon is like a super productive moon. This moon is like, okay, you can be on task, you can be on time, you can get everything done, you push yourself forward, you've got this. And this is going to be a very, very, very important thing for you on the 21st of July, but also just in life in general. It's like, you've got this. Don't take on too much because you think you're able to. You might be able to also because you also know you can do it, but how much will it cost you to be able to like burn the candle at both ends or be juggling and always feeling stressed? So just be mindful about that during this time. It moves us then to the Five of Swords reverse. So what's very interesting here is that we're not seeing that we've changed. And that's very important for us because, the whole month of July, I don't know if you felt it, I definitely have, is that there's so many things astrologically speaking that have gone on in the month of July. And I feel like it comes to a culmination or like a crescendo with this full moon in Capricorn. So this full moon in Capricorn really propels us forward in a way that we didn't think it would. But I want to tell you about what has happened in the month of July and how that correlates to this moon and how empowering it is for you. And I know people, can love the astrology or not. You can totally fast forward through this, but Neptune went retrograde, okay? And on the 2nd of July, I just lost the date in my head. It went retrograde on the 2nd of July, and it will be retrograde until the 7th of July. And what that means is that illusions are being dissolved. We're looking at things, and there's just kind of like this awakening that has happened. And there's a sense of like, oh no, but I see the malarkey in that. I see the BS. I'm calling out the BS. I'm calling out, the nonsense here. I am claiming my voice and my power because also on the same exact day, Mercury went into Leo. Mercury went into Leo, and that brings with it confidence in our words, in the way that we travel through this world. There's a real sense of like, oh no, you can shine the light on me. I've got this. So here, there's so much that has happened astrologically speaking and personally speaking. We are not the same person. And to trap ourselves in this way of thinking or, feeling the world that I haven't changed, right? I'm exactly where I was. Spirit's like, oh no, you're not. That is absolutely wrong. It brings us then to the Queen of Swords reverse. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you are born on the cusp with Gemini, if you have air sign energy in your chart, you might find this to be very blunt, very rude, very to the point, but cruelly, almost cruelly speaking. So do be mindful about this. So especially when inner self-talk, we can sit there and say, well, it's the truth. And it's like, yeah, but you wouldn't talk to a stranger like that. So why are you doing it to yourself? Be very aware of this. You can also have a really negative air sign energy in your space that's like they're the matriarch, type of energy. And it's like you either listen to them, it's like complete obedience, or or like you don't count or you get discarded. So just be mindful about this during this time. And I could see it almost like with, I want to say with in-laws. Oh, I don't want to be getting anybody in trouble here. I know you're going to be like, that's my mother-in-law. I see it with like a mother-in-law type of situation, or, in-laws that, somebody has married or is engaged to, or, connecting with, and gosh, they're just a little difficult, aren't they? Okay. So just putting that out there because, oh my gosh, they're a little bit difficult. And this summer, you might not be able to avoid them. And during this moon, you are looking at things and it's like, they just threw a wrench in your plans. So just be aware of that. We then have the, what is this? The Chariot reversed. So this is Cancer energy. We're coming out. We're like the last day of Cancer is the 22nd of July. So this moon on the 21st of July, right? We're right at the end of the Cancer time period, going into Leo time period. But with the Chariot reverse, we can be reckless moving forward. Okay, so just acknowledging that with ourselves, we can find that Cancer time period, first of all, might not be our favorite time period at all. June 21st to July 22nd, we might be like, good riddance, good, bad, rubbish. Like, I don't like this. I'm moving on now. Very much that energy is coming forward for us as well. But this is also a time where emotionally, right, things can just be all over the place. We need to take the reins. We need to pull things forward. We need to rein ourselves in. We need to, really set up clear boundaries, which is also something astrologically speaking that has happened. But what's really interesting is that Polaris, which is the third largest asteroid in our solar system, comes out of retrograde and goes direct into Scorpio. And this is very, very important because Polaris influences our inner wisdom and creative energy. And Scorpio is all about our inner wisdom and creative energy. So with this energy here of intensity and just kind of like being all over the place, it is wrecking our pulling in of Polaris and embracing our creativity and really using our inner wisdom and listening to it, because it's just like inside we're sad, we're overwhelmed, we're overworked, we're overstressed, and we need to balance ourselves out. We need to let ourselves heal. And that is going to be a very important thing. We then have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I know you guys are probably like, listen, it's been all reverse cards. I know we're crowned with a upright card. I know people don't like reverse cards, but it's just a different way to tell a story. And it really is a beautiful story that you have here. You really do, Taurus. And with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, okay? This is us being in the past, and this is us being in the future. We're having a bit of a hard time being in the present. Okay, why? Because our emotions can be all over the place. Why? Because we do have this other energy coming in that's kind of wanting to trap us, or catch us off guard, or make us look bad in some way or another, which is just not cool. So do be aware of that. Standing right here, right now, is going to be one of the absolute best things we can do for ourselves. We then have the Page of Wands. This is a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we have a fire sign energy, especially a child in our life, okay, this little person is a little bowl of energy, which is like, yay. It's not that little bowl of energy where it's like, oh, it's so cute. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely exhausted and you need to calm down. And they're like, but I can run, a football field a couple more times. Thank you very much. So just being aware of this is going to be important, because we need to embrace calming exercises within ourselves, and that is going to help the way this child responds to the world. So if you respond with more fire to them, right, you're going to fuel their fire, and that is going to make them more hyperactive. If you respond with calmness and stillness, that great earth energy that you have, Taurus, that's like, this is the steadiness, this is the rock that isn't moving, that isn't going to be burnt. That is extraordinary. So that's what they need to learn from you. And you need to learn from them that that there are limits, that there are boundaries. And that's also really important, because on the 20th of July, Mars enters into Gemini. And this has us, this has us being a little bit sharp with our words, right? So that can also come forward with the Queen of Swords. So just be aware of that. But it also has us here really setting clear boundaries as well, and saying things that need to be said. So we could be like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. Oh, I don't want to, rock the boat type of thing. And now we're like, no, you need to know the truth. And on the 11th of July, Venus enters into Leo, okay, which makes us all a little bit more cat-like. Like we need our space. We need to, be with people when we need to be with people, but pull back. And that's going to be important as well. It then leads us with the King of Swords. This is very interesting energy. So the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords here, that's a soulmate connection, a true love connection. And what we can find is that we can have somebody in our life that we absolutely love, like absolutely positively adore. Are we out of alignment with them? Yeah, we are. This is not talking about the in-law thing, or person that is just actively cruel, okay, actively manipulative. That's not what we're talking about here. This is a person, the King of Swords, who says it as it is calm, collective, distinguished, determined, rather like in their heads. Like they live a lot in their head. And you can sit there and be like, well, don't you want to go out? Don't you want to do these things? And they're like, what? I'm great. Like, thank you. Like, I've got this. Their world can seem small on the outside, but it's very rich on the inside. The King of Swords tells the truth, tells it as they see it. And you, when you ask them a question, they will tell you the answer, whether you want to hear it or not. So just being aware of that. But there's a soulmate connection coming in that has been like ships in the night before. So that's going to be very interesting to see unfold, because you can fall in love during this moon. This can be, even though it's not a lover's moon, right? It's the stag moon in the Farmer's Almanac. It is, ruled by Capricorn. It's not ruled by Capricorn. It's a Capricorn full moon. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is very pragmatic, very logical, very like, okay, this, then this, let's move forward type of thing. And yet there's something beautiful that unfolds here. And there's a sense that like, I have to be in the present. And that's what this reading is reminding us of. You're not the person you used to be. Do not let your emotions take away your blessings. Meaning that it's like emotionally unregulated, or like all over the place, feeling everything too much, like being really hard on yourself. Stand in the present, take your gifts, see your power, see your fire, let yourself move forward, and see how far you have come from where you once were. And that is an extraordinary thing. And that's what this moon is saying. You set an intention, 6 months ago with the new moon in Capricorn. Look at how far you have come now. Look at where you are. You might say, I'm not where I want to be, but you have come so far. It moves us to our spirit message. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is the blue jay, one of my favorite birds. And it says, the time is right to access and master your abilities. Do so with humility and control. You've got this. You're going to think you don't have this. Like, that's what the Chariot reverse shows us. You think you don't have it. You absolutely do. You absolutely do. And there's a power to you. There's a beauty to you. Blue jays. I was watching this person on YouTube, and she named the blue jays around her, and they answer to their name, and they come when she feeds them, and I think blue jays mate for life. And there's just this beautiful pairing with blue jays. They're just really beautiful and really clever birds. And that's what we need to see within ourselves, the beauty and the cleverness of us. It is time, the time is right, to access and master your abilities, to see yourself as you truly are, not being stuck in the past. And this moon is also helping us break out of the past and saying, hello, this is where I'm standing. Like, this is who I am. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. And this is life purpose. We can be questioning our life purpose. And this moon does bring this up. Okay? I've seen this before. And there's this sense of like, do I know who I am? Do I know where I stand? Is this logical? What I want to do? Is this just completely impractical? So when life purpose is reversed, there's a blockage in your throat chakra, meaning there's a blockage around the power of your voice. It is time to embrace the power of your voice. It is time to see yourself. And as you see yourself and embrace your voice and embrace your power and embrace your tenacity, you move forward in a way you didn't think you could, and in a way you didn't think you would. And it brings us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. The Ten of Swords. Be mindful. Be mindful because our transformation has been painful. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been straightforward. It hasn't been the way we thought it would be. Life didn't go according to the plan. Whatever the plan was, you've gotten thrown curveballs. And with the 10 of Swords, you're going to see, and you are seeing yourself transform in a way that you didn't imagine you could. You're seeing yourself rise out of doubt and out of fear and out of negativity. And there's a sense here of resisting the transformation because what if it's not good? Like, what if you didn't make it to the place that you wanted to be, right? And what if you never will? And Spirit's like, you will always make it to the place that Spirit wanted you to be. You just have to look at the path before you and see yourself as Spirit sees you. And that could be that it's different. Like, we could want to have been a rock star or a movie star when we were little, and that can never happen, right? It might, but it might not. And then say, okay, what did I want from that? What was that proving to me? What was that proving to others? How do I let myself shine? Look at your talents. Look at you. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Mm-hmm. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay, so this is just interesting. Okay, let's go a little bit deeper. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, angels. Okay, so we are crowned here with self-love reversed, and then a win-win outcome is forecast. So we need to embrace self-love, and that's something that we can find difficult to do as we're balancing everything. It's like, when do I make time for me? When do I see me? How do I stand in my love, in my glory, in myself? So making room for self-love and saying I love you to ourselves is going to be really important, because a win-win outcome is forecast. And as we focus, as we balance, as we see ourselves, if we love ourselves, as we start to love ourselves, and as we embrace the love that we have for ourselves, all of a sudden we start to win. All of a sudden we move forward in that love. It moves us then to your commitment is being tested with the 5 of Swords, with not seeing ourselves as changed. Even though we have been through so much, it's like, no, I'm still the same as I always was, or it's still the same way. And it's like, no, look at how many wins you have had, or how much, look at how much the hardships and the struggles have changed you. Not in a negative way, in a positive way. And as we start to focus, we start to transform, and our third eye opens and we see ourselves. And it's like, I can do this. I can do this, and I can move forward towards where I need to be. And it brings us then to this place of conclusions are within reach, but we also have the extremes. We have the extremes of the energy of the Queen of Swords that I saw, like, very, very clearly, trying to derail us, trying to overwhelm us, trying to be the opposite of the energy that we have in our lives that we want to build and support. But it can also be the self-doubt, right? The negativity, the negative speech, the not seeing ourselves as fully or as kindly as we need to. Conclusions are within reach. Start speaking nicely to you and open up your heart. It moves us then to the hard work is paying off. That's reverse. We don't think so. The Chariot is all over the place, right? The Chariot reverse is all over the place, and we can emotionally be all over the place. We are resilient. We need to see and just kind of like step back and see how far we come, how much we've gone through, how well we have done, and then start to say to ourselves, wow, okay, my hard work has paid off. Because once we start to see that, this is the new moon in Capricorn, right? This is the intention that we set in like 6 months ago in January, right? And now we're starting to see it now. Now we're starting to see, oh, this is what I'm building forward. And we could have been in a really negative place, and we were in a really negative place in January, at least with thinking of ourselves as successful and seeing ourselves as resilient. It was almost like we were beaten down. And it was like, I don't know how I'm going to get up from this. Look at the bigger picture and embrace the purity of your intention without everybody's ego, without your own ego. It's like, what do I really, really want? If I just take out the noise, what do I really want? And that then has us not fearing from the past, not fearing about the future, but standing in the right now with a level of confidence and assurity and determination that is profound. Adjustments are required. They are going to be required. You know, as we even start to embrace our passion, that we had since we were little. Our inner child also needs to be heard during this time. Our inner passion, our inner fire, our inner tenacity, and adjustments are going to be required in order for us to create what we want to create within our lives. And it brings us then to nothing is yet set in stone. We're having a hard time trusting that. We're having a hard time trusting that because we will embrace the power of our voice. We will embrace, our determination, our logic, our gumption forward. Nothing is set in stone. Trust. Even though right now trust is hard and trust is overwhelming. Taurus, trust. It will be one of the best things we can possibly do for ourselves. Now let's see our subconscious message. We have a plethora to come from. So here we have the osprey. And the osprey in Greek mythology was the representative of Poseidon. So I think that is so beautiful. It says, your success is now at hand. Allow the abundance to flow to you effortlessly. And we have that reverse. It's like, nope, it's not. There's something here. There's a blockage around us. There's something that we think this is a failure and I'll never be able to redeem myself from it. And Spirit is saying to us, stop it, and stop it right now. It moves us to our chakra energy, which is universal light. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above our crown. This is healing, this is compassion, and this is power guiding us forward. And it's just that energy raining down on us, and it's us connecting with that energy and guiding ourselves to the next level, like leveling up in a video game. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. One of the problems that we're having is that we've come out of a tower time. And that tower time has a correlation around listening to Spirit, has a correlation around Cancer time period. That Cancer time period can also bleed into Gemini time period. So do be aware of that. A tower time happened there. Okay, we have that in the major arcana. And we've been off our footing ever since. So looking at ourselves now and realizing that yes, our mind has been blown, right? We don't see things the same way as we had before. And we need to embrace our strength and our power and our determination of self. That is going to be super important. But we need to look around us and say, I see what has fallen. I see what is intense here. And I am rebuilding my dreams. And I am rebuilding my life. And I am moving myself forward in a way I didn't imagine I could. And now it is extraordinary for me. It brings us then to our subconscious tarot message, which is the King of Pentacles reversed. We have to remember here, Taurus, that we are king. And we can be our own worst enemy. Smack myself in the face with the microphone. Sorry about that. We can be our own worst enemy. We can be overwhelmed. We can doubt. We can fear. We can want everything to be so organized, so ordered, so aligned that it will never be the right time because it just has to be so perfect. And now we need to see ourselves in a new light, in a new way. We do. And we need to see ourselves as king. We need to claim our power because there's something here where we've given our power to somebody else. It moves us then to our Luna message, which is attraction. Don't let your past hold you back. The energy that we are attracting to us is held back by our past. And this moon, this Capricorn energy, this Capricorn new moon, it really leads us to success. It leads us to looking at things logically, practically, being able to take bite-sized pieces when we want to eat the whole entire cake and move forward with this guidance, this insight, this power. And it helps us also change the energy that we're attracting because we've doubted ourselves. The past has hung chains around us, like Marley in A Christmas Carol, right? It has hung chains around us, and we doubt that we can move forward. We doubt that we can be where it is that we need to be for us. And what we need to see is visualize ourselves breaking those chains and rising up out of the darkness, which we've been fighting in transformation. For whatever reason, it's scary, it's overwhelming. I have too much to do right now. We've been fighting a transformation. Now it is time to embrace it. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and abundance of this moon and of ourselves. And please note that this meditation and healing will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.